Uncle Joe's Spelling Show. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world. Today's topic, today's word is gray. Gray. G-R-A-Y is probably the most frequent spelling. You can Google it, find out for yourself. A secondary spelling would be G-R-E-Y. Interestingly, maybe, the A-Y, which is the more frequent spelling of A, like say, may, stay, way, is the more masculine spelling. A-Y is more masculine than E-Y. So if you have G-R-E-Y as gray, it's a more greyhound. It's a kind of a feminine dog almost, very sleek dog.
Hello, Uncle Joe.
Hello, Cousin Ron.
How are you today?
Good to see you. The reason that we are dealing with gray, of course, as you well know, my good friend,
Yes.
compatriot, is that the Gray album.
The Gray album.
You and I were listening for just a couple of minutes to the Gray album. This is what? What is the Gray album?
The White album. And the Black album.
You mix it together.
You mix it together. Jay-Z, the Beatles.
Nobody knows what the White album is anymore.
That's right. The Gray album. Great album.
Wait. The Great album is Great album?
It's a great album. I mean, it's all basically Jay-Z over Beatles music and
What does that have to do with the White album?
DJ Danger Mouse. It was fantastic. The White album. The music from the White album. Lyrics from the Black album.
I have no idea what you're
All
talking
shades of gray.
about. Hi.
I think Jay-Z liked the album. I could be wrong. Please don't send you.
It is contraband. You do have illegal goods in your...
It is. I don't care.
You know, one thing that interests me, Cousin Ron, is that there is so little snow in North Carolina. I grew up in North Carolina.
Nobody cares. I'm sorry. No, I care. I care. I do.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Well,
Growing up, year after year after year, we would have 2, 3, 4, 5 snows. An average snowfall of 2, 3, 4, 5 inches per snow. And so you would have a grand accumulation of 4 or 5 feet of snow each winter. Is that about right? The additional about 4 or 5 feet?
you know whose fault is this?
Whose fault is this? That North Carolina doesn't have any snow anymore. Now 1 year is okay, but 2, 3, 5, 8, 10 years in a row, and there's like maybe a half-inch accumulation for the whole winter.
Well, it's Al Gore's fault. You know, we had snow until he made that documentary, and now, and he won the Academy Award. So we'll never
see
have
snow again in North Carolina.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Vice President Gore.
We're getting very little snow in New York City, aren't we?
It snows all the time.
But we did have chicken nuggets for an early dinner tonight.
We did. And chocolate cheesecake.
Cousin Ron got us both because this is the 10th show.
This is big. This is huge. The 10th Uncle Joe show, and that's the 3rd time you've shed a tear on the Uncle Joe show. Uncle Joe, SpellingShow.com, coming soon. This is true.
To a website near you.
To a website
to a
near
computer near you. This is our 10th show, and in honor of our 10th show, we are going to give you an additional 10 seconds. You give us 10 minutes, we'll give you 10 seconds. 10 minutes, 10 minutes, and 10 seconds. Anything else on the show? Anything else on the show today, Cousin Ron?
Well, let's see.
That's it. The lack of snow, the Gray versus Gray, the album, the Beatles, Jay-Z, chicken nuggets. You got nothing.
The show started off with so much promise.
The 10th anniversary show. This is the big one.
This is the show that has to be rock star. It just has to be. Let's talk about something else.
No, I want to go back to the pie. The pie was chocolatey. It was light. What kind of pie did we have? I know we don't have a visual aid, but what kind of pie did we have? Chinese chocolate
cheesecake.
Now, this was Chinese chocolate? Chinese chocolate.
I bought it in Chinatown.
So this was Chinese...
From a Chinese bakery.
So was it Chinese chocolate?
Well, you eat Chinese food from a Chinese restaurant, even though it's beef, it's Chinese food, right? So, it's not a Chinese cow. So if the chocolate comes from a Chinese bakery, it's Chinese chocolate.
This was so fluffy and so light And so,
I'm just confused.
yeah, this was yummy in my tummy, and I stole half of.
Because I didn't like it. It wasn't. It's not
Whoa.
real chocolate. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the Chinese people in Chinatown. I love them. I shop there. I didn't like the chocolate. It wasn't good. It wasn't chocolatey enough. It wasn't creamy enough. But you eat anything, which is good, and yet you don't gain a pound, which is.
That's
we should
not-
talk about that.
When I was young, I would eat the food in the cafeteria.
You run home, don't you? Uncle Joe lives about 5 miles from work, and I think he just runs. You run home.
And you'll give us the address here.
I will.
The
I will.
closing-
123
closing
Main
credits.
Street. I have to take a train and a bus.
to your home
Man,
state of
you know,
New Jersey.
we should talk about commuting for a minute. You know, if you have 2 jobs to choose from, and one job pays you 10 or 20,000 less, and it's right there, take it. Because what you lose in your commute between energy and money and peace of mind, you know,
I have a half-hour commute. Your commute is what?
at least an hour.
Really?
Yeah. All jokes aside.
Man, you know, the interesting thing about that, the Uncle Joe Spelling Show, you give us 22 minutes, we give you 6.
54 more minutes, and my commute's over.